Okay, today we're going to do a video on my 2012 Toyota Camry SE. Now, to make these cars so that they're very quiet, I don't really care about being super quiet. So I'm going to show you a free upgrade that you can do to your car. As you can see, we have a airbox, bellow, and then it has like ram air kind of intake, but it is really squeezed. So what we can do actually is go in and do some modifications to give you some more airflow, give it a little bit of sound, which would be nice, and probably another mile per gallon. Of course, this is, do at your own risk, whatever. I can show you what you need to do, but it's at your own risk. So you're going to pull, it won't void a warranty either. Just add that at the beginning. This won't void a warranty. You want to pull pins, real easy. You want to use a awl like this, just to get under it, and then pull it right up, and then the pins pop out. This is one of the pins to show you. Once the head pops up, releases the bottom, and that's it. So next thing you want to do is under here, there's just two 10mm bolts. You just remove those, and then this whole assembly just slides out. Now this assembly is actually two-piece. I've already taken this apart. Some little head here. It's held in by clips that clip these two pieces together. Once again, you're going to use your awl, get under each one of these little clips right here, and just pop it loose. You can see you have two pieces. There's a little carbon filter right there. That's a emission piece. Not too much to worry about. It's not required. They put it there so that initial startup emissions are lower. You don't have to bother removing it or anything. I would just leave it alone. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to modify two areas. Number one, we're going to cut out the inside here. And then number two, we're going to cut out this area right here, which is designed for keep the car quiet. But we want maximum airflow here, not these little tiny openings. So this is thin plastic, so it's not going to be hard to cut, and neither is this one right here. What I'm going to use is my rigid all-in-one tool. It's actually a very, very good tool. This one's actually air-powered. You can get these corded, or you can even get them battery-powered, but all the heads work on all the different tools. I have tons of these things, and they work great. So this is running off of air, and you can see it's just going to cut right through, and then you have different cut heads that you can use. Very inexpensive, and they come with lifetime warranty. I mean, it's great tools. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and make the cuts, and then I'll come back. Okay, we're back. So when I had to make the cut, it's just cut the inside out. Now we can kind of go through an explanation what a bellow box is for. A bellow is basically to quiet down the intake by this little pipe going inside this volume of air, passing over the intake air, causes it to quiet it down and actually cancels out the intake noise. Now, some people want it quiet, some people don't. I don't care, honestly. I'd rather have the extra mile per gallon that this costs you. It really does cost you a little bit in MPG. So what you did is just basically cut this out in the center. You take some sandpaper, go ahead and just clean up the cut. You don't have to worry about anything being loose here because you have an air filter that will stop anything from going down the line. So that's not a big deal. But anyways, you can see, went ahead and cut that out. I'll clean it up some more before I reinstall it. And now we're going to take advantage of this entire volume of air. And this is what you can consider like an air charge. Basically, it's a static volume of air that you can use at low idle or whatever. It gives you a better airflow. So anyways, back over here, went ahead and cut this out. So now instead of this coming in here and causing restriction, this is a lot of restriction. Honestly, look at that. You're only getting about half the airflow that you should be because these little blocks. Now, it's like mitigate water, but water shouldn't matter as long as you have. I'll actually do that on this one. You cut a little hole in here so that if water does suck into there, it just drops right back out because you have a low spot before it enters the box. Plus the box also has another drain inside of it as well. So water won't get in there. I mean, that's just overkill for people who live maybe up in the Midwest, but here in California, it's not going to matter much. So, yeah, that's basically it. I'll go ahead and reassemble it, and we'll go from there. Also, I forgot to tell you all, should be, basic, but wear safety glasses when you're cutting anything. Okay, reassembly is complete. The only difference you're going to notice here by just looking at the top here is that this has now been cut out, but you'll see that now the air is going to come directly through here and feed right into the ram, which is the way it should have been in the first place, but I understand what they were trying to do there. It's just, everyone wants as much as they can get out of these things. I'll go ahead and start it and let you guys hear it. Also, engines are very, very sensitive now to any kind of changes. So the first thing you have to do is reset the ECM. You can either do that by pulling the ECM fuse for about 10 seconds and letting the engine reset, or you can pull the battery terminal. ECM is better because you don't have to reset all your settings. If you're going to have to reset all your settings if you pull the battery cable. So you just open your box here. I'll try to open it. It'll tell you which one's which. Just by looking inside here. Just find your ECM. Pull the fuse out. You should have a fuse puller inside of here. In the second case, actually, it's on the inside of the box. Okay, so here we are. We're inside the car now. It's running. Probably should have done one before we did this, but you know, it's too late for that. So I'm going to come up to a place where I can throttle it, and hopefully you can hear a difference here. I heard a difference right at the bat, but I don't know whether or not the camera will pick it up. So let's wait in here. Also remember, when you reset your ECU, the electronic control module, that it's going to take a little bit for everything to set up. So don't immediately start mashing your throttle. Make sure to drive it around for at least, I'd say about 10 minutes or so before you would even consider mashing it. So here we go. So hopefully you can hear that. I mean, it sounds a lot better. You know, it all depends on what you want to hear, but at the same time, this will increase miles per gallon. I have a Toyota Corolla. I did the same thing. You can honestly do this to any car. Just look at where the restrictions are. Cut the restrictions out. Those restrictions are there not to increase gas mileage. They're there to quiet the engine down. If you don't care about that, then it shouldn't be a big deal to cut them out. But on my Toyota Corolla, I increased the miles per gallon by 1.6. And I have that on my gas. I monitor all my gas mileage before and after. So I went from, I think it was like 33s to 34, mid 34s. So mid-high 34s. So that just, you know, obviously it's all freeway driving too. So anyways, we'll do this one more time. Just to give you an idea. Actually, I should get up to the stop sign. It's not a ton louder, but at least you can tell there's an engine under the hood. You know, before, you know, I understand what they're doing. But anyways, hopefully this was helpful. If you guys have any questions or comments, please go ahead and just add them to the YouTube video, and we'll go from there.